Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of September 14th through September 18th, 2020. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at all the major forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame, just so we can see what happened this past week. Okay, and then I'm going to compare that to higher time frames, such as the 4-hour, daily, and weekly time frame. That way, we get an idea of what's going to be happening, and I can give you my analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week. Okay, I'm not 100% accurate all the time, just like this past week. Okay, now last week I said that the EURUSD, Pound USD, AUD USD, all these would be slowly going to a downtrend, while the US dollar would be slowly going to uptrend, right? And actually, more or less, everything was in a flat range of market. Okay, kind of not exactly the opposite of what I predicted, but not exactly the way I predicted it to be. But either way, it's okay. It's really no harm done here. Now, if we look at EURUSD right here to start with EURUSD, like I said, we see pretty much a flat range of market. The price pretty much ended like exactly where it began. So the price went down and back up. So this actually is a good time to trade EURUSD if you use a 30-minute chart. And you can buy on the blue arrows, close on the red, sell on the red arrows, close on the blue. All right. So it's actually a good time right now to both buy and sell using the 30-minute chart. Now, the question is, will it be going down? Because long term has been eyeing to go into a downtrend, and it's actually gained slightly. So it looks like it might be going back up. I don't know. Now we look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, the 4-hour chart has an up arrow. Okay, which is not what I had in mind. Okay, and the daily has a red arrow, and the weekly has a red arrow. Okay, so like I've been saying, that this should be going to a downtrend. Okay, because long term is definitely showing to go down, but it's been caught in a flat range of market, as you can see here. Okay, it's never actually gone to a downtrend, and the 4-hour shows to go up. So we have a lot of support down here, which is why we formed a blue arrow here. Okay, so I think at least for this week it should be slowly going up. Okay, and we have right here, we have a resistance right here. I can mark that. Okay, form the resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. So that's a pretty strong marker, and resistance here, of course. What we're looking for is for the price to hit this level again, form a red arrow, and then drop. Okay, so for this week, I feel that this will be going up. We can mark our uptrend like this, going up. I already hit the support, and it's bouncing back up. We go to the 1-hour chart, drop down, just so we get a little clearer picture. We do not have a blue arrow. Okay, now I would expect in the at the beginning of this week for this to form a blue arrow. If not, no big deal, but it would definitely go back up. If we get on the 30-minute chart, wow, there's no blue arrow. 15-minute chart, there probably is. Nope. Maybe the 5-minute. Okay, yeah, the 5-minute has a blue arrow. So, and that's not very strong, but again, it's already starting to go up. So we know that, even though I go to the 1-hour chart, we know that this is a pretty solid support, because it's already starting to go back up. Okay, so I think that this will be going up based on the 4-hour chart. Okay, based on the 4-hour chart, I believe this will be going back up this week. Now, will we have a huge gain? No, I doubt it. But what I would do if I was you, I would keep your charts on a 30-minute time frame. Only trade when you have a blue arrow. Okay, like I said, right now it's starting to go up, but there's a good chance that it could drop down and break this trend line, and then eventually form a blue arrow. Okay, So I'm not so much worried about this trend line. I just drew that for a quick reference. But the thing is, we have a solid resistance here. We have a solid support down here. So on a 30-minute time frame, we have a red arrow currently. Okay, I think it's going to drop back down to here somewhere. We have a blue arrow here, here also. So we're looking for it to drop a ways, form a blue arrow, and then go back up again. All right. So when you get the blue arrow on a 30-minute chart, feel free to buy and then close the trade when you get the opposite red arrow. Okay, buy only or the EURUSD. Okay, you can both buy and sell, but I would probably stick with buying just to be safe. Okay, let's look at GBPUSD. Okay, GBPUSD had a nice drop this week. Okay, it was the only pair that was not caught in a flat range market. Now the question here is, we hit this solid support, now it's just riding sideways, as you can see, right? Will it continue, or riding sideways, or will it go back up? Okay, we have a blue arrow, but it never actually went up. Now if we look here on the 4-hour chart, we hit a solid level of support, right? If we look at the daily chart, we have a red arrow, and the weekly chart shows an up arrow. So that's kind of a mixture of signals. The thing that bothers me is this daily has a red arrow. Okay, but we hit this. See this resistance here? It's also a support now because it got broke. So that's what we're at right now. So what I think will happen is that the price will be going back up this week. Okay, and going into next week, moving on towards the end of September, we'll see this drop even more because the US dollar is going to be rebounding and going back up. If the US dollar goes up, GBPUSD will be dropping. But for right now, for this week only, I think it will be rebounding and coming back up. Okay, the problem is we do not have any traction yet. Okay, so what you need to do is, if we look here, we can draw a trend line coming down like this. Okay, this is going to mark our resistance coming down. All right, now what we need to do is wait for this to break. Okay, if you're on a 4-hour chart, I wait for at least 2 candles to break above before I buy. I would probably just keep it on a 1-hour chart and wait for at least 3 candles to break above and then buy. And then you can close the trade when you get the opposite red arrow on a 1-hour chart. Okay, once this breaks, you should see this go into a nice uptrend. Okay, now we will not see a huge gain. All right, what I'm thinking is that the price will hit somewhere in here. We have a level of resistance right here. Okay, we have a support, resistance. So I'm thinking like right in here is where the price is going to head to, form another red arrow, and then drop again. Okay, the 4-hour chart has a red arrow, blue arrow. It's going to come back up. See, like I said, the daily chart is showing go down, so it's going to be going. It's definitely going to be headed down. And what you can do, like, you can buy once this breaks. That's no problem. Like I said, you could also put a sell limit pending order right in here and catch it when it comes back down again. Okay, that's a little strategy also. Okay, moving on to Aud USD, Australian dollar versus US dollar. Again, like I said, this was in a flat range market. There was really no gain or loss. You traded this week, but like I said, on the 30-minute chart, it is excellent to trade like this from arrow to arrow, and you have some nice profits. Right now, the 30-minute chart is showing to go up, so we can expect it to go up some. If we look in the 4-hour chart, we have a red arrow. So if it's going to go up a little bit, it'll go up some in the beginning of the week and then drop probably more for the remaining of the week. Okay, if we look at the daily chart, we have a red arrow, and the weekly as well. So yes, this is eyeing to be going into a downtrend, but the thing is, Australian dollar has been very strong, and the US dollar is not so strong. So as you see, it rebounded here, and it's probably going to rebound a little bit more. I would say come up to this part, resistance here. You have resistance here, and you probably see this on the 1 hour chart. Okay. You probably see on the 1 hour chart hit another red arrow and then drop. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Like I said, the 1 hour chart is showing to sell, but the 30-minute chart has a blue arrow. Okay, so I think maybe on the 30-minute chart we'll see a red arrow form right here, and it will drop back down. Okay, which will be fine. So based on the 4 hour chart right now, I would be looking to sell only. Okay, sell only for AUD USD this week. Keep your charts on a 30-minute time frame and wait for the next red arrow. Okay, wait for the next red arrow and then sell. All right, and once you place your trade, then you can close it when you get the next blue arrow. Okay, very important. All right, so sell only for AUD USD, and next is USD Chf. Okay, again, everything's been caught in a flat range market, so it's hard to say, you know, one's going to go up, the other one's going to go down. This US dollar actually did drop some this past week, which is not good. It's supposed to be going into an uptrend, right? Well, a lot of this is due to the fact that the US government, the senators, Congress have not agreed on the second stimulus package. So that's been a very, very bad thing, a very big negative for the US dollar. Okay, I feel that once the US dollar or the US government agrees on the second stimulus package, we will see a big surge in the US dollar. Okay, now to let you know, Congress is having a meeting this week. They are supposed to agree on a second stimulus package this week. Okay, meaning they're going to be printing new stimulus checks in the next few weeks. Okay, probably going into first or second week of October, we will see another round of stimulus checks, which I'm not getting into that because I don't really care so much about that, but I do care about the US dollar, how it has an effect on the US dollar. And like I said, the US dollar has been weak, especially this past week, because the US government has not come to any agreement. So if they really do come to an agreement this week, we should see a big surge. And if we look here on the 30-minute chart, we have a blue arrow. It's not really going up, is it? The 4 hour chart shows to drop. Okay, the daily chart shows to go up, and the weekly chart shows to go up. So I know long term this will be going up. Okay, what might probably will happen with the USD CHF this week is that we'll probably see a drop this week again, and I think we have a support right here with a blue arrow, and we have another support right here. Never formed a blue arrow, but if it hits that again, it will form a blue arrow. Okay, that one I'm pretty sure of. So look here on the 1 hour, it shows to go up, 30 minutes shows to go up, but it hasn't really gone up, has it? And the 15 minutes shows, oh never mind, 15 minutes shows to go up. But the thing is, go to all the different time frames, so we're caught in a flat range market right now, but it's okay. What will probably happen is we'll see this go up slightly in the beginning of this week. The 30-minute chart has a blue arrow but no red arrow, so you might, it looks pretty solid resistance right here. So you might see it touch this, form a red arrow, and then drop again. Okay, I would definitely be counting on this to drop. Okay, if you see a 4 hour going down, that is, what we're looking at. If you go back to the 30-minute chart, we have the two support lines. Okay, it looks bigger here, right? But we have the two support lines, so we can expect this to go up and then drop back down. So what's going to happen is it's more or less going to be caught in a flat ranging market again. Okay, so what I think is you could sell, wait until you get a red arrow, and then sell and close on the opposite blue arrow using the 30-minute chart. Okay, keep it on the 30-minute chart, sell when you get a red arrow, close on the blue arrow, and you can repeat the process. Okay, and like I said, the long term, it's going to be going up. Okay, because the daily and weekly should go up. All we're waiting for is to drop back down, hit this support again, and come back up. Okay, now like I said, also once the stimulus package is passed, okay, we should see a surge. So do keep an eye on that this week. Okay, moving on to US dollar Japanese yen. Again, we see that this was caught in a flat ranging market. No new trends, and that's okay. If we keep it on 30-minute chart, you can trade from arrow to arrow, and we're probably going to see a continuation of that this week. We look at the 4-hour chart. What do we see here? It looks like a flat ranging market again. Okay, and this has been going on for a while now, and it's really tight ranging market here. Very small movements. Okay, so the 4-hour chart shows the drop. The daily and weekly show to go up. Okay, so we know long term is going to be going up, and US dollar will be gaining traction. Okay, that's going to take some time. Okay, like I said, we're waiting for the second stimulus package. So for this week, you can keep on a 30-minute chart, and more or less you can trade from arrow to arrow. Okay, now do keep in the back of your mind that the US dollar will be going up long term. Okay, so just be careful. Right now it's showing to go up, but when you get another red arrow, you can safely sell. I don't see any reason why not. Like I said, the 4-hour chart shows to go up, and it probably will come up to this level here, or maybe even this level here, and form another red arrow. All right, I don't know exactly, but we're looking for this to be going up, okay, over the next 2 weeks. All right, but just keep an eye out. Like I said, long term this is going to be going up, but what we can do is safely place your chart on a 30-minute time frame, trade from arrow to arrow, and you'll be just fine. Okay, just keep in mind that it's going to be going up long term. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Let's look at this one real quick. This is the last, and I will end this to bear your pain. All right. So with here again, we see pretty much a flat ranging market with US dollar, Canadian dollar. So it hasn't really done any big trends, although it has gone up slightly from where it began this past week. If we look at the 4-hour chart, the 4-hour chart shows the drop, which I don't know. I think it will, but the daily and weekly show to go up. The daily shows to go up, the weekly shows to go down. But the thing is, we hit a pretty solid level of support already. Okay, so going by the daily chart right now is fine. Okay, and we can expect the US dollar to be gaining over the next few weeks. Now, US dollar and Canadian dollar are both fighting very hard to gain strength. Okay, these two have a strong correlation to one another. So this week, like the 4-hour chart shows to go down, right? The 1-hour chart shows the drop. 30-minute shows the drop. So what you can do this week is, again, put your charts on a 30-minute time frame, and you can trade from arrow to arrow. I do not see any reason why you cannot both buy and sell. Okay, but do keep in mind that the 4-hour shows the drop. Okay, 4-hour shows the drop, so it should be more or less dropping this week. Okay, but again, the long-term trend is showing to go up. Okay, and we are waiting for news about a second stimulus package. If that goes through, we should see a surge in the US dollar. Okay, so it's difficult to say what's going to happen. Like I said, the 4-hour chart shows the drop, so we should see a drop, but that's no guarantee. But either way, if you keep it on a 30-minute time frame and you want to trade from arrow to arrow, open on one arrow, close on the opposite, place another trade, and then close again on the opposite arrow. So just keep that pattern going. You should be perfectly fine with both buy and sell. Okay, if we look here, if we zoom out on a 30-minute time frame, okay, we have you know, buy signal, 3 buy signals in a row and a red arrow. There was no loss there. Buy, sell, that was a good one there. Close here. Here to there, there's no loss. Here to there, there's no loss. So pretty much every time that you buy and sell, you place a trade on one arrow, close on the opposite, and then just keep repeating that process. Okay, and you'll be perfectly fine. Now right now on the 30-minute chart, it shows a sell, so I would go ahead and sell right now, close on the blue arrow. Okay, and then buy again, wait about 3 or 4 candles after you receive the signal, make sure it don't repeat. Then you can place a trade and close on the next arrow. Okay, you're going to need to check this about every 4 or 5 hours. Okay, you don't have to be glued to your computer, but check it about every 4 or 5 hours. Set a reminder on your phone or stopwatch, however you want to do it, and keep that pattern up. Okay, when you trading like this, it's actually good, really good. You can make a lot of profit over time. Okay, a lot of small profits add up. Okay, we're not looking for long-term gains when you're in a range of market like this. Okay, so anyhow, that's my weekly trade predictions for the week. If you have any questions at all about this, or if you have any other currency pair that you want me to examine, please hit me up on Facebook. I don't mind helping you. There is a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Okay, also there's a link for my private Facebook group, and you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, so with that said, I look forward to helping you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and thank you. Have a wonderful day also.